everybody, welcome to our channel and welcome to the for Beginners. I'm Anna and I'm one of the two mythical unicorns, and today we're talking about romance anime. I am a hopeless romantic, so I love these kind of shows. They tend to be a bit shorter, either they are 12 or 13 episodes or they are 24-25 episodes. Most of them are in high school, but there are a few others, but I thought we were gonna start with high school romance animes. So the first one is my favorite. It is Ao Haru Ride or Blue Spring Ride. It has 12 episodes and it's probably the one anime that I've watched the most times. It's about Futaba Yoshioka and she's in her first year of high school. She's really cute, and that is why when she was younger, girls didn't want to be friends with her because she got too much attention from the boys and they were just calling her this cutesy girl and just kind of froze her out. Which is a really weird phenomenon. I have never in my life met a person who has said that they were not allowed to join because they were too cute or they looked too good. That is a very foreign concept. But yes, that is what's happening here, and it's not the only anime I've seen it in, so apparently that happens. Now for high school, Futaba has created a new persona for herself so that she can have friends, and that means she's a lot less cutesy. She's very messy, she likes to eat a lot, because apparently that isn't cute either. And just she hates boys. This means that the boys stay away from her, and she has managed to make two friends in her class that she likes to hang out with, and they kind of like makeup and talking and that kind of normal girly stuff. And everything is going fine until she passes someone in the hall that she recognizes. It is this boy that disappeared when she was in middle school, and this is the only boy she has ever fallen in love with and the only boy she has ever liked. And as I said, she hasn't seen him in like 3 years, and during those 3 years he has changed a lot. He's a lot taller and he has changed his last name. His voice is different because that happens when puberty hits. But she still feels drawn to him, and she's a bit insecure since he has a different last name. But on their way home later that day, he goes to this shrine where they once talked and it was pouring rain, and there they talk again. So they are at this shrine and they are talking once again, and he says that he loved her too when they were children, but things are different now. They have both changed, and so they can't go back to that time. And then things happen and his words affect her. He says that she's just faking everything, and then she stops faking, and then everything goes to shit, and then there's a new year and a new chance to start over. Like I said, I love this show. I've seen it so many times, and when I first saw this, I just wanted to buy the manga. I just wanted to read it and devour it in every way I could. But at that time, it was only translated to German, so I could either buy it in Japanese and German, and I seriously thought about learning Japanese just so I could read it. But now it's coming in English. And I'm very happy about that. That is a good thing. Moving on to the next one. I'm gonna have to read this one because I'm not gonna remember just by, so I'm just gonna read it straight off. It is Ukami Chojo Tsukuru Uji. And I'm sorry about the pronunciation. It means Wolf Girl and the Black Prince. This also has 12 episodes and no second season. So this one is about Erika Shinohara, and she's starting high school, and she lies a lot, like a lot. And when she's going to school with her one friend, they are not in the same class, but they're going to school anyways because they're going in the same school. They have some mishaps, and then she lies about that, and then they are late and she lies a little more, and she's really scared that she's not gonna fit in, that she's not gonna have any friends. So she lies a little bit more. And then she's able to make two friends who they are really into makeup and acting a bit older, mature, and they have boyfriends that are older, and Erika, she just kind of tries to hang on, and she lies about having a boyfriend. She does not have a boyfriend. She just says that she does, and sometimes she pretends to text him or talk to him on the phone, and yeah. And after a while, these two friends are starting to get a bit suspicious. Because why don't they ever get any photos to watch or anything? He's this mysterious creature who doesn't seem to exist. Because he doesn't. And that is why Erika, she decides to take a photo of a random boy when she's in town. And then she takes a photo, and he notices her, and she runs it like hell. But she shows this off to her friends, and then everything is good, and they go to the cafeteria and they eat, and the boy comes walking in, of course. And he is the prince of the school, because he's so good looking. His name is Sata Kyoka, and before anyone has any time to say anything, Erika just grabs him and runs out of the cafeteria with him. And then she explains what has happened and what she did, and he's like, okay, I'll pretend to be your boyfriend. In return, you will pretend to be my dog. Yeah, that is how their relationship starts off. And though Sada is a bit weird and sometimes cruel, he has some issues he's working on, and while he's working on them, he kind of learns how to be an adult and how to be caring and kind in his own way. There are some dark parts of this anime and some a bit wrong parts. You don't really treat people like dogs, but generally it's sweet and it's happy. Third one, Skite Inayo. Sorry about the pronunciation. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I'm trying. Also in English, Say I Love You. This one has 13 episodes, and it's about Mei Tachibana. Mei is a loner in high school, and she prefers it that way. She has chosen to not have any friends. She had some bad experiences as a kid, and instead of being betrayed, she just decides that no, I'm not gonna have any friends. I'm better off on my own. She has a job that she goes to after school, and she has her mom, and those are the two contacts she has in her phone. Meanwhile, Yamata Kurosawa is a really popular and handsome guy at the school. He is friends with Nakanishi, who really acts like a player and likes to flirt with girls and talk about them, but in reality he's in love, and he's in love with Asami. And Asami is friends with Yamato. There's a whole thing there. No love triangles, it's cool. So one day in the stairs at the school, Nakanishi sees this girl with a bit longer skirt, and he's intrigued because most girls have the skirts very short. So he's intrigued, and he just wants to pull it a little and see who it is. He doesn't realize until it's too late that it's Mei Tachibana, and it's her skirt that he's pulling. She does not like that, so she roundhouse kicks him. Only she doesn't hit Nakanishi. No, her foot hits Yamato instead, because he happens to be in the way. The other girls that are around get really mad at Mei, because she just hit the golden boy, or kicked. She just kicked the golden boy, and that is not acceptable. While Yamato, he can just laugh at it. And later, when he tries to talk to her and apologize for Nakanishi's behavior, she also apologizes, and they kind of make up, and he wants her number, and she is not having that. She has 2 contacts, that's all she needs. But he gives his number to her anyways on a paper note, like the old days, and she just puts it in her pocket. And later that day, or maybe it's a few days later, when she's going home from work, she's followed by a guy, and she's really scared, and she goes into a convenience store and she calls her mom. Her mom does not pick up, so she calls Yamato instead, and Yamato comes to her rescue, and that is the beginning of that anime. Since this anime's main character is a bit insecure and quiet, the entire anime is also a bit more blue and just mellow compared to the other 2 that I talked about before. It shows this girl who's really has issues of trusting people and how the right people come around and learning to evolve and just showing that sometimes it's not about how many friends you have, it's about having the right ones. Okay, moving on to the next one. So this one is called Orange and there are 13 episodes and it's about Naho Takayama. Naho Takayama is starting her second year at high school and with her friends. I'm not gonna ramble their names. There are 2 boys, 2 girls. And they are all starting in the same class together. It's the first day of her new school year and Naho has overslept for the first time in her life. She is in a hurry and she rushes and she finds this letter that's addressed to her and she grabs it with her on her way to school. In class, she tries to read it and it says that it's to her from herself 10 years in the future. It says that she made some mistakes and she wants Naho to change the future so she doesn't have to live with all the regrets that 10 years in the future Naho has to live with. So it says that a new boy is gonna start their class and there is this new boy, Kakeru, and he starts in their class and they decide to invite him along when they finish school because it's a half day and they want to take advantage. In the letter it says, don't invite Kakeru on this day. Whatever you do, just please let him go home this day. And she thinks it's a prank. Someone is pulling her tail or something. And they invite him along and they have fun and it's a good day and they're enjoying the afternoon. And the next day Kakeru does not come to school. And he doesn't come for 2 weeks. And when he comes back, something has changed. He's a bit different. And the letter is still there and it's telling her to do these things so that she can change the future. This one is a little bit heavier than the other ones. It touches upon depression and suicide and despair and all that comes along with it. But it's a really sweet story of both love and friendship and I really enjoyed it. So if you just want a little bit of a twist to it, this one is for you. The next one is Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Your Lie in April, and it's about Kusei Arima, who is a prodigy at the piano. His mom taught him how to play, and he's doing competitions and performances, and he's doing really, really well. And then his mother dies, and he can't touch the piano. He can't stand the sound of a piano, so he just stops playing. 2 years later, he's still not playing, and he's living kind of a bleak existence. He has his 2 friends that he hangs out with a lot and living kind of a carefree life and everything is kind of good. And along comes the beautiful and lively Kaori. And she is just a whirlwind who blows through. She makes everything a little bit more beautiful and a little bit brighter and she's always smiling. And she also happens to play the violin and she loves music. And Kusei is kind of blinded by her and immediately likes her and they all become friends. And Kaori, she kind of prods Kusei and tries to get him to talk about music and the piano, and she wants to play with him. She wants to hear him play, and he still doesn't want to play, but their friendship continues on. And for this one, prepare to have your heart broken. It is so beautiful and it's really nice, and at times it's fun and then it's a bit sad, but this one breaks your heart and you should be prepared for that. It's still really good. I really enjoyed it, but you're gonna cry. I cried so much. So next one, and this is Tonari no Kaibutsu, My Little Monster. And this one has 13 episodes and I don't think there's a second season that's coming. This is about Mizutani Shizuko, and she's in high school and she only cares about her grades. she's studying. That is all that's important. She's gonna get good grades, and then she's gonna get into a good university, and then she's gonna get a good job. She only cares about school. She doesn't need friends, she doesn't have friends. Friends are a distraction that she keeps away from. And then there's Yoshida Haru, and he is a bit of a troublemaker. He is always getting into fights, and he doesn't show up in school as he should. And on the first day of high school, he gets in a fight, and he's actually protecting someone, but his teacher doesn't realize that, so he's suspended. And when the suspension is lifted, he doesn't come back. And then the teacher sends Mizutani to give him some papers and try to get him to go back to school. When she arrives at his home, he doesn't want to talk to her. He actually jumps out the window, and they're not on the first floor. So he just goes running. He is not having a spy prod and talk to him and try to convince him to go back to school. No. So she just leaves the papers, and she's like, yeah, fine, bye. I have studies to do. Do what you want. This is so sweet and so funny and so weird. There are so much things going on. Like, we have these two kind of misfits, and then they become friends with the class representative that has no friends. They become friends with the girl who can barely pass a school test because she's kind of dumb and she has no friends. And then they become friends with a really popular sports guy, and the five of them kind of hang out and do stuff together. And then there's a chicken, and then Haru has some weird friends from somewhere else that kind of uses him for money, and there's just so much going on. And there's a chicken. Why shouldn't there be a chicken? It's really weird and really funny, and it's really sweet to see how they are working together as characters. It's really good. So for the next two, I thought we were gonna move past high school and talk about a bit older couples. So for the first one, it is Golden Time, and Golden Time has 24 episodes, and it's about Banri Tada. And Banri has just moved to Tokyo, where he knows no one, and he's gonna start university. And he meets Mitsu, who is also a law student, and they become friends. And Mitsu has a crazy, not girlfriend. She believes they are together and that they're gonna get married, and he definitely does not believe that and is trying to get rid of her. And she is called Kagakuko. Kind of sounds like she's supposed to be crazy. But Banri kind of feels bad for her, that she's alone, she doesn't really have any interest except Mitsu. So he tries to get her into some of the clubs, and he himself tries out for the film club with Mitsu, but then decides that that is not for him. And then they're at the tea club, and things are just crazy, and that is when he meets another law student guy who is nicknamed 2D now, because the 3D girls are too much to handle. And then there's this club that they decided, yeah, this sounds kind of nice, we're gonna go with this one. And then it turns out to be a cult, and Banri tries to save everyone, and he tells them all that he has amnesia. He was in an accident where he fell off a bridge, hit his head, and has no memories before the day he graduated high school. And he does not remember his friends, his family, anything. And then he just helps the other ones escape, and it's just him and Kagakuko left, and they try to flee through the woods, and that is when they are saved by Linda, who is in the festival club, and they decide to join the festival club instead. And then things just keep going. And sometimes a little bit crazy, but mostly it's just sweet and fun. And for this show, since they are a bit older, you can tell in the relationships that they are a bit older, because they actually talk about stuff when something happens. And that was really nice, because you know how high school is. So this was a bit like, yeah, they are a bit more grown up, and it's really sweet and really funny. Next one is Nana, and it has 47 episodes. And this one is a bit different from the other romance animes I've talked about. This is a bit darker, and it's also made a bit more drama, not just romance. It has more characters. It's over a longer time of period, so there are more things happening and more relationships evolving and that kind of stuff. This is about Nana Komatsu, and she's moving to Tokyo. She has been working for a year so that she could move to Tokyo, where her boyfriend is starting university and her two friends are. And she is taking the train, and on this train she meets Nana Osaki. And the two of them are the same age but completely different. Nana Komatsu is really happy and naive, and she can't handle money for her life. She's from a rather big family, and with all that comes with that. While Osaki she's grown up with only her grandmother, and she's this kind of punk rocker, black hair, black clothes, piercings, and she wants to play music. And that is why she's going to Tokyo. So they spend these 5 hours on the train and hang out, having fun, becoming friends. And when arriving in Tokyo, Komatsu is really happy to see her boyfriend. And in the meantime, Osaki just sneaks away, which makes Komatsu a little sad because she didn't get her number, and now the friend she made just slipped away. But she goes with her boyfriend home, and she starts looking for a job, and she starts looking for her own apartment because she's supposed to live on her own and have her own job, that kind of stuff. And she goes to an agency and gets help to find an apartment, and they go looking at the apartment, and who is there if not Nana Osaki? So the two of them decide to take the apartment together, so it will be cheaper to live there, and they will have each other to help each other out. And it's really nice. As I said, it's a bit different because it's a longer time, it's more episodes, so there's more of a complicated story, and it doesn't have this typical happy ending like the other romance shows tend to have. As in life, it's a bit more complicated. So if you like that, this is for you. So for the last two ones, I thought we were gonna talk about the two LGTB shows. And the first one is Citrus, and it has 12 episodes. And this one is about Yuzo Aihara. And she has just finished her first semester in high school, and now she has to move because her mother got remarried. And they are moving to this new city, and she's starting a new high school. And this high school is an all-girls high school with just really strict rules, and everyone is following them, and that is not Yuzu's style. She likes to wear a lot of makeup and do her own style and show some things off. So that is how she goes to school, and she doesn't fit in at all. She kind of gets into trouble. The student council president takes her phone away. They're not getting along at all. Things are not looking bright. But she makes one friend, Harumi Tanigachu, who is she hasn't been in the school as long as the other ones, so she isn't as indoctrinated and as strict. So the two of them kind of form a rebellious alliance to help each other out and how they're gonna get through this. Harumi tends to get through things by like hiding her phone in her cleavage. And after this horrible day, Yuzu goes home. She's looking forward to relaxing, maybe complaining a bit to her mother. The man that she has married, he travels a lot, so he isn't there, which is really weird. But yeah, she gets home, and who's there if not her stepsister, the student council president. Let's start by saying that the relationship in this anime is not a healthy one, but it shows it's not as romanticized as it tends to be in the high school animes. It's more realistic, like when you have problems as a teenager and when you are in high school and you don't really know where all your emotions are. This portrays that way better, and they learn from each other and they evolve, and it has its really sweet moments, and you kind of have to learn how to figure things out. So it's really good anyways. And for the last one we have Love Stage, and that has 10 episodes, and it's about Izumi Seina. And Izumi is 18 years old, he goes to college, and he's in the manga club. He has a family that they're all famous. His mother is an actress, his father is a composer, I think, and his brother is a rock star. And that is the life they live. But Izumi is not interested in that. He just wants to draw manga. He wants to be a manga artist and is not interested at all in the attention. But then there is this opportunity. As a kid, he was in a commercial where he stepped in for a girl. His mom was in it and the girl was missing, so he had to do it. And now they want to do the commercial again, but 10 years later with the same cast, which Izumi does not want, because he does not want to dress up as a girl. But Ryoma Ichio, who is a really famous actor, he says he will do it if it's all original cast. And his mom, Izumi's mom, really wants to do this. So he's bribed into doing it by this Lalalulu thing. And Lalalulu is the manga that Izumi is absolutely in love with. So he does it. He's dressed up as a girl. And they do the commercial. It has its ups and downs. And then by the end of the day, Ryoma confesses to Izumi. And his brother, who is really overprotective, yes, lifts his skirt. Nope, this is a boy. Yeah. And Ryoma is pissed because he has been in love with a guy for the last 10 years and he is not interested in guys, so he's just storming off. But things don't end there, do they? It continues. And in these kind of shows, they tend to have at least one scene where there's something rapey going on. Either it's straight out rape or there's something that the person doesn't want to be done to them that is done to them. And I don't know why this is a trend in this particular kind of anime and manga, but it is. And it's really hard to find something good that oversees it. But for this one, it has one scene where Ryoma, he takes things a little too far. He's swept up in the moment and he kind of loses control. But he's stopped and he apologizes afterwards and is really sorry and wants to make it up to Izumi. So I feel like I can overlook it in this one instance because nothing really happens and he's really sorry. But you don't do that to people. Very important. So if you can overlook that, this is a really good show. It is really sweet and it's so sweet. So yeah, I really recommend it. That was it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you think that should have been on here that I missed, please let us know. And if you decide to watch any of these shows, please let me know what you thought. You can also write it down below. Yeah, until next time. Bye.